National reporter's huge Kydon Salter admission clears Deion Sanders' dilemma after Julian Lewis' strong spring message. The QB battle in Boulder is sizzling hotter than a summer in the Rockies. Coach Prime's got a three-headed monster under center, just like those powerhouses at Ohio State and Bama. Liberty transfer Kydon Salter, freshman phenom Julian Lewis, and the steady hand of returner Ryan Staub have been throwing absolute dimes through 14 spring practices. No QB1 crowned yet. Coach Prime's playing it cool, with a big decision likely dropping in fall camp. But ahead of Black and Gold Day, Sanders spilled the tea. Lewis and Salter bring seriously different heat. The Buffs' brain trust is already cooking up an offense that'll make defenses sweat, tailored to unleash each QB's unique firepower. They're getting better and better, says Coach Prime, and that's music to the ears heading into 2025. But before the Black and Gold spring game kicked off, Colorado honored two of their stars. Well, Shadur Sanders and Travis Hunter had their jerseys retired, cementing their legacy in Boulder. Right now, with both stars NFL-bound, all eyes are turned to who's next. Enter Kydon Salter, poised, polished, and ready to lead. The Liberty transfer made a strong first impression in spring camp in a Colorado uniform, dropping a dime on third and 22 and later hitting Joseph Williams for a 22-yard score. However, the crowd felt it, and Salter looked like a QB built for the moment. But the five-star freshman, Juju, showed everyone this spring why he's the future in Boulder, flashing serious potential every snap. Still, the early buzz hints that Salter might just have the inside track right now. Speaking of the current frontrunner, J.D. Pickell of On3 has thrown his hat in the ring, declaring Kydon Salter the QB to beat in Colorado's competition. Does Colorado need a definitive QB1 right now to make a splash in the Big 12 next year? According to Pickell, absolutely not. He believes Colorado is sitting pretty with either of these talented arms under center, setting them up for a strong run regardless of who takes the first snap. But Pickell admitted, I think when you look at who looked the best yesterday, to me it was Kydon Salter. I think about control, I think poise, I think the way he maneuvered in the pocket. None of it looked too fast for him. No, none of it looked overwhelming for him. He's a guy who has played a lot of college football. He took Liberty, a G5 school, to a New Year's Six bowl game, and he looked like that yesterday. So Salter's experience and composure may just give him the edge in this tight race. However, Pickell wasn't done yet, and he doubled down, saying, to me, I feel really comfortable handing him the keys to this offense in 2025 because of what we saw from him yesterday. How smooth he looked, how poised he looked. Then he kept it rolling, saying, you kind of got what you signed up for, right? When you brought him in through the portal, you knew you were getting a guy with a ton of production, who's played a lot of college football, who can move and shake a little bit. You saw that yesterday. Honestly, no surprises, just the real deal. And if Coach Prime is looking for a steady hand to lead in 2025, Salter is making that decision easier by the snap. Although the QB battle in Boulder is stacked with talent, and the numbers back it up. Liberty transfer Kydon Salter, after a strong 2023, 2,876 yards, 32 TDs passing, and a solid 2024, 1,886 yards, 15 TDs passing, 587 rushing yards, 7 TDs, brings dual-threat capabilities and battle-tested experience to Colorado's QB competition. On the flip side, Julian Lewis lit up the high school scene, completing nearly 76% of his passes for 3,272 yards and 44 TDs in his final season alone. Over 2 years, he totaled 7,000 plus yards and 96 TDs. So, experience versus upside. This race is just getting started, but Pickell wrapped it up with a strong take. Colorado didn't air it out much. It's spring ball, after all. Instead, they leaned on the RPO game, hitting the flats and playing it safe. You don't go broke taking a profit. That's what Matt Berry said on the broadcast yesterday. So to me, if you had to start a game tomorrow, Kydon Salter would be your highest floor/best option. While the national reporter tried to clear up the QB dilemma, Julian Lewis' strong message following the spring game only added more smoke to the air. Kydon Salter versus Julian Lewis. Battle still wide open. Deion Sanders is keeping it fair between his top QB options. After spring camp, he spoke on the competition, saying, they approached the game totally different. We got to be better in coaching to their strengths. We got to be better putting them in the right situations for success. But those guys can play. So, Sanders knows both Salter and Lewis have the tools. Now it's about tailoring the offense to unlock their full potential. Following up, Coach Prime gave his take. They're starting to understand the system. It's tougher on offensive coordinator, Pat, Shermer, and our offensive coaches because you have two different types of quarterbacks. Well, whoever wins the QB battle will have some massive shoes to fill. So, the pressure is on, but the potential is there. And Julian Lewis is keeping the QB competition alive with his unwavering confidence. While Salter may have shown more potential in the spring game, Lewis isn't backing down. His Instagram post said it all. After the game, he shared a photo from the field with the caption, "Spring ball, one heavy checkmark, the best is yet to come. Buff Nation, let's ride." So, Lewis is ready for the next step, and he's got the mindset to prove it. Julian Lewis showed flashes, connecting with fellow freshman Quentin Gibson on a tight window post route, but also had freshman-like misses. Later, Lewis unleashed his arm strength on a beautiful dig route to Cam Michael for a touchdown, capping the red zone drive finished by a Brandon Hood power run. Well, whether it's experience or upside, Colorado's 2025 offense will be in the right hands. Although the competition is fierce, whoever wins will lead with confidence, ready to make an impact. Seems like the Buffs are in good shape, no matter who takes the reins. What critics of Deion Sanders and son Shadur don't understand. Since the day Deion Sanders named his son Shadur the starting quarterback for his team at Jackson State 4 years ago, there has been no shortage of journalists, commentators, and fans who have openly challenged whether the younger Sanders is good enough. Travis Hunter during Colorado's spring game. Many, including former players at Colorado, found the decision to retire those jerseys either too soon, Hunter, or not worthy, Sanders. Given some of the luminaries who have played at CU and have not had their jerseys retired, the fact is, we wouldn't much care what Colorado decided to do if Deion Sanders were not its head coach. Fewer would question how good Shadur Sanders is as a QB if he weren't his father's son, good enough to start at an FCS program. He became the first player to win the Jerry Rice Award, given to the nation's top freshman at an HBCU, in history. Good enough to lead a team to a championship? He led Jackson State to back-to-back SWAC championships. Good enough to start as a Power 4 QB? He was named Big 12 Offensive Player of the Year after leading the Buffaloes to their first winning season since 2016 in passing for a school record 4,134 yards with 37 TDs and 10 interceptions. The best player on his team, Hunter, won the Heisman Memorial Trophy in part because Sanders was throwing those passes to him. Coach Prime has been vocal about his son's achievements each step of the way. In a sport that has seen its fair number of over-engaging fathers, especially to quarterbacks, Prime seems to have an uncanny way of getting under the skin of others for doing exactly what we ask fathers, particularly black fathers, to do. I asked him if he believed it's fair that he receives negative criticism for being so engaged with his sons as head coach that I'm present, Sanders told Fox Sports. I'm present and not apologetic about being present. Sanders has 5 children, one of whom gets more headlines than the others, and each of them has received every gift he could extend to them, including his ability to stand in his confidence. Prime does not kowtow to anyone, and neither do his children. At the NFL Scouting Combine in February, Shadur put his confidence on display. "If you're not trying to change the franchise or the culture, don't get me," Shadur said in February. "We went from Jackson State to Colorado and changed 2 programs back-to-back. So you don't think I can come to an NFL franchise and change the program again? It's history." And he has shrugged off what those who do not believe in that change have said since. "You think I'm worried about what critics say, what people gotta say? You know who my dad is. They hated on him, too," Shadur said in Indianapolis. "We like adversity. We like everything that comes with the name. That's why we are who we are."